I'm Jessica Henry.
And I'm Daniel Hill-Riedel, and we are the founders of Renaissance Creative Arts.
Today I am introducing a short video series here, and we'll be moving through different facial features with some of these short videos here.
So as soon as Jessica is finished with this demo, we're going to give you some very detailed information about our new program that we just launched called Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry. It is a video lesson with a companion workbook, very much like our program from Tuscany to Tipperary that we launched last year. And we're very excited about it, not only because of the value and of that program itself and the response we're getting, but when you sign up for that program, you also get 2 free bonus gifts, bonus lessons. So we want you to know all the detail on that, and we'll give that to you as soon as she's finished with the demo.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
So what I've done here, getting back to all this, is I've cut my canvas. I've drawn just a T here just so I can kind of see it in 3 parts. I'm going to put the eyes up here, and then I'm just going to kind of work on noses here and talk about how I deal with some of these angles and different features to that. And then I'm going to just put a mouth here and kind of how I work around different folds and tucks and losing edges and all that. All right, so it's going to be kind of fun, feeling a little bit relaxed, and I hope you guys are too. Got my good paper towel. I'm just gonna take, I just have a little size 2, and I use this just for drawing in. I don't draw in with a pencil because it's a lot easier for me just to move it around on here with my brush and my turpentine. So yes, this is my daughter. She's my live model today. It's gonna be fun. If you followed me for a while, you know that she's my model. I have her model for me a lot. To begin with, I'm just gonna use a little bit of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. For my palette today, I have on my, ooh, we're narrow, aren't we? Okay, I have alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna. I'm not gonna use the cad red today, not very much. Yellow ochre, cad yellow medium, and titanium white. Okay, so I'm just using a thin down mixture of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna with a little bit of odorless mineral spirits. Has been helpful. Let's get on to the nose. I want to do the nose. Let's see. I just need to turn that a little bit. All right. So that's it for the eye. All right. So the nose, I think I'm going to have you look a little bit further. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to talk about how the angles, and I might even exaggerate some of the bone structure in her nose just to kind of help pull things out a little bit more. I'm going to draw it first. These are so fun too to practice. And in fact, you know what? This is just a 1/2-inch board that I had laying around. I just put a quick one coat of gesso on it, and it's great for little practices and things that if you want to work on doing these things. Okay, hold right where you are. So. Nose comes down, and I'm going to pull out, like I said, I'm going to pull out the features a little bit more so we can see them a little better. So the bridge of the nose comes this way, and there's typically a ridge a little bit on the nose, and then it dips, and then we have the top, the little ball part, and that comes out. Then we have a strong angle down. And then underneath here, there's sort of that little hole, that little under the nose, right here. This continues to angle this way. And then the nostril is over here. I was reading about, I mentioned forensics the other night. Just studying, you can learn so much about our facial features by studying forensic art and the observations of the skull, and just some rules of anatomy when it comes to the face and the nose So it's highly recommended. Just evening reading, sometimes just poke through a little bit. Okay, so what I'm working on here is the passage under the nose, and this is the outside nostril, and then the side of her face over here. And that comes up. All right, so, and then this is the inside turning of the bridge. Her eyebrow's right about in there after this. So I'm just kind of doing some quick features in here so I can get a feel for where things are tucking in and all that. So then this bridge comes down and then it dips in right here and then it comes out. This is a softer turning here, all right? And then it comes down to the ball of the nose. So I'm drawing these features on a little bit more so you can kind of see where they are. A little better. And then the inside the nose comes down and that part tucks. All right, getting the bigger brush, and I'm just gonna lay in a little bit of the sculpture around the nose. I always say sculpture. I find painting to be so much more like sculpture than actual drawing, because you're working from the beginning to make this look like a three-dimensional object. So in my opinion, it's more like sculpture. All right. So grabbing some white, yellow ochre. I'm going to just take some of that alizarin that I already had here and some linseed oil. I'm going to just go right on the top, and this is my highlighted color. It's pretty much the color of that I have the canvas toned. Nice round here, and then I'm only going to put it where I see major highlights. Down here. And then the rest of this right in here. Okay, now adding a little bit more shadow. Burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, and then there's some blue under there. This is a little bit darker than I need, but that's okay because it'll help call attention more to what we're doing. Using my brush strokes in this angle to help encourage that flow of topography and the anatomy of the structure. And like I said at the beginning, I know that this nose is a little different than hers, but I'm just using hers as reference to help talk about these different angles and so forth. And then the little shoop underneath the nose. And that right there. Okay. What I'm going to do now is clean my brush off, and I'm going to get that transition where the shadow does this and the highlight does this. So I'll just kind of turn that, and I'm going to talk about those angles here. So this right here is a soft, fleshy area. So I'm going to use sort of a turning type brush stroke. I'm doing this, if you can see, making a little curve. That's what I'm doing in this passage here. And then right down here again, right before you get to the ball of the nose, there's a softer passage again. So I'm taking that and I'm going to curl my brush that way. Okay? And that gives us that illusion of that fleshy part there. And then I'm going to round out the ball, and then taking my brush and just doing a straight edged to right under here and right under here, you have a straighter angled passage like that. And the nostril over here, just softening that. Okay, now where you have sharp edges on the nose, I'm going to pull those out with a sharper, crisper edge. Let's just take some of this burnt sienna, and we're going to pull this in right about here. And let's just go a little bit down there. There. So on the outside of the nose, we're going to encourage some of these different angles as well. So this is the outside of the curve of the nose. It comes down, and this is where we have bone. So this is going to create a sharp edge. So it's sharper there, and then it angles inward there, and then it's softer. We're going to lose this edge right here, and then it's where it comes out again is a sharper edge. And then we have just a few subtle angles around the tip of the nose. We're not going to worry about that other side over there because I'm only showing you a nose here. Okay, a little bit of this just to give us some paint there. A little bit here. Let's make this shadow here under the nostril come down, and it's going to be hit with some of this highlight right in here. And over here. I really do love studying noses and all these little folds and subtleties along the passage in here. Okay. Always so much to learn. All right, so I'm going to just come back over the top and do some nice horizontal strokes just to clean this up a little. Go up. Now I'm going to just pop in a few highlights, just right in a few key places to pull out some more angles. So cleaning that brush, grabbing some white, a little bit of yellow ochre, maybe a little bit more white. So she has right on the corner here, there's a highlight right there. I hope you can see that. And then right where the bone does its thing, I always put a little highlight right there. And then right where the nostril is picking up a bit of light underneath, like that too. Okay, so here is that part of the face over there. I just want to pull that out. Okay. All right, well that kind of wraps up the nose part. I'm going to get into the mouth. I'll move this over so that I can get that better. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I want to just soften this edge a little bit right in there. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on painting the facial features. Had a lot of fun doing this, and you know, I get a lot of requests from people about painting portraits, different aspects of painting, and so it's been really enjoyable putting together these different videos on painting different facial features. And we just launched our Painting the Portrait video with the workbook and getting really good response on it.
Yeah, so this is our new program. It is a one video lesson and a companion workbook. So it's, as she said, it's Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry. This is the first of what will be a series of these portrait lessons. So as Jessica was just noting, a lot of people who've been following her and following what we're doing with Renaissance Creative Arts are not only interested in plein air painting or landscaping or studio work, but also portraiture.
All aspects.
All
of
aspects of
painting.
it, right.
Yeah.
So this is a very valuable program in terms of the content, not only the video, but also the workbook go through all kinds of step-by-step techniques. It's really to help you to be able to discover how to capture the likeness of your model, as well as the personality of the individual who's modeling for you.
I go into measuring and breaking down the steps into really simplistic approaches to portrait painting. And I take a lot of the complexity out of it, and just, I think a lot of people feel really intimidated when they approach portraiture. And this is lesson 1, and so I'm breaking it down to very simple foundational steps. As we move through the different video series that we're planning, I'm going to be doing more painting from life and plaster casts and all kinds of different challenges that we face with portrait painting.
Different media being used.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What's also really exciting about this for us, having founded Renaissance Creative Arts, our goal is really to create what we're calling our Renaissance community of artists. And we want to give value in everything that we're doing. And so when you buy the program, as we said, it's only $127, but that's not all you'll get.
Right.
We're also going to give you 2 free bonus gifts. So if you go down below here, there's going to be some information and a link to our site as to where you can go and buy the program. We're selling it for $127 for the video lesson and the workbook. It's actually valued at $197, but in addition to that, you're going to get 2 free bonus gifts worth $144. So the first free bonus gift that you'll get is one of the lessons from our program that we launched last year, from Tuscany to Tipperary. So we're really excited about this because a lot of you who will buy the portrait painting are also interested in other studio types of approaches to art and practices. And this one is called Painting a Tuscan Still Life. So we thought this would be a very valuable thing for you to have.
A lot of comparable information in there. It's really good stuff.
So this is a video lesson of over 26 minutes and the companion workbook of 46 pages. So we're selling this separately for $97 on our site. And the second free bonus you're going to get with the program is called Oil Painting Materials with Jessica Henry. This is a 30-minute video lesson, and it's sold separately for $47. So for $127, you're getting a program that's valued at $197 with the painting of the portrait lesson and workbook. You're getting 2 free bonus gifts worth $144. So when you add all of that up, that comes to $341 of valuable art instruction that you're getting for only $127. So your total savings is around $244. So we want to encourage you to take a look below here. There's information that we've posted on the program. There's a link to our site. You can get all of the information there on the site, and you can see how to order that to be able to get your program, Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry, and your 2 free bonus gifts. So we look forward to you joining the Renaissance community and learning from the instructional programs that we're doing, and we're just really glad that you joined us today as well.
Thanks so much, guys. Hi everyone, Jessica Henry here. Today I am sharing with you just a very brief 1.5 minute video on what this portrait video is all about. I will be covering all these different topics, from laying the foundation to measuring to working from photos, capturing a likeness, and discussing values, all these other areas pertaining to portraiture. And so just wanting to give you a heads up that your time is running out to get the reduced price. I think that you will find that not only are these lessons excellent for portraits, but you can take these concepts to any other discipline. As is the tradition with Renaissance Creative Arts, we will be offering a workbook to go with the video, and the workbook will contain all of these topics as well as in-depth look into each concept. And so it's an excellent deal. because it's not just the hour-and-a-half long video, but it's also a full workbook taking you along on this whole journey of portrait painting and explaining everything in thorough detail. The release date for this video is January 19th. You have until midnight on January 19th to get the $97 price. For the video and workbook after that, for both, it goes up to $127. RenaissanceCreativeArts.com. Thanks so much. Happy painting.